Hey, I'm Carlos Garcia, and today is Finish Friday, I guess. I was actually going to do a rye video today for Friday, but I was kind of organizing a bunch of bottles, and I was like, oh, I haven't done a review of the new Blood Oath. So I'm like, let's just knock that out. You know, I always have, actually you can't see it right now, but I always have the Blood Oath boxes for these two bottles right over here, but I'll switch out the 25 and 20, or the 24 for the 26. Since this channel's only been around since 2025, so it makes more sense to me. But they all come in this box, nice little wooden box. They're 150 bucks around there, between like 130 to 150 MSRP. The problem with the Blood Oath is they're usually too low proof for most people because the whole Blood Oath part, it's was it the 98.6 proof, you know, blood temperature. But they do different finishes. You know, some are hits, some are misses. And I did this video last year where I compared the Pact 10 and the Pact 11. And I did like the Pact 10 better. I actually just watched the video before this to just the end, just kind of see which one I like better. I didn't want to get too much of the notes or anything like that, but I just kind of want to see if there was a distinct difference between the two. I know I did like the 10 more than the 11, so we'll see how today goes. But this is the 12, and the 12 is finished in one. This is hard to see, but it's also a word I don't know. Montepulciano and Sangiovese casks. Man, the worst with languages. So a couple different finishes here. Last year's was tequila, right? Finished in with tequila, and Pact 10 was some type of wine, Cabernet Franc and Merlot cask. So different things. I'm not 100% sure. Let me look up what this M word is. Seventies is a wine, that I know. I don't know. I'm guessing that one's a wine, but I've never heard of that. So let me go check it real quick. All right, I did just look it up, and it is a red grape. So it's a red grape wine. So both of these are wine finishes. I did like this one over this one, so maybe they just went back to the wine finishes because maybe the tequila didn't do so well last year. Didn't do well for me. I obviously have had this. Do I remember how much I like this? No. I definitely have had this in a whiskey cigar club, and so it's been on a video, but I don't know what I scored it or how I like this. So we're gonna see what happens here. But first, let's do a giveaway. Add the volume. But so this giveaway is for the Silver Springs video that I have 4 different bottles. I also found a couple other samples that are going to go into this. C. Heckman, congratulations. And what I was going to say about the Silver Springs real quick, because that was a giveaway, was I took 2 samples of 2 different barrels when I was at the SLB golf outing for this video. I forgot about it until I found them after the fact. And they were 2 different barrels. So I'm going to throw that into C. Heckman's winning samples. So I end up with 6. So he can do his whole 6th blind. But today we're doing Blood Oath. So let's get right into nose on A. All right, A on the nose, unique. I don't know if it was good, but it was chalky, which not a favorite nose of mine. Note of mine, can't speak. Roasted peanut / peanut butter, almost / astringent peanut. It was a lot of the peanut notes, but not very strong, meaning it wasn't like the overpowering note. It was actually pretty light overall. It wasn't intense in like just power in your face. You know what I mean? It was very light overall. Some dark fruit. There is something a little off-putting about this. What that is, I think it might be like the astringent peanut note though. But there is something a little bit off-putting. All right, starting off strong. Let's go to B. All right, B. It's funny because it's similar to A, but so much better. It's very straight. Didn't have the chalky note, but it had a peanut butter note, but not any kind of astringent peanut note. More intense than A for sure. There's that dark fruit, slight red fruit. It reminded me of like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Yeah, very reminiscent of like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich on some white bread. Not toasted, just regular white bread. But so it's good. That's a good note, especially compared to A. A definitely had a little something to me that was a little off-putting, where B was, everything was good about it, nothing bad. So let's go to C. All right, C on the nose, very light, very hard to pick up notes. Sweet, vanilla, very slight nuttiness there. Yeah, it's just super light. I'm trying to get more notes out of it, but it's very hard to pick up anything out of that. So for the nose, clearly B's a winner. So let's go to the palate. All right, first sip in a while. I want to say actually technically today's a new day. So first sip of this day. On the palate, dark fruit, oak, sweet, slight peanut butter. On the finish, peanut butter, oak, dark fruit, thin. Hoping that thinness kind of goes away after the second sip, but it was kind of quick. It was kind of thin, like watery. But I will say the palate surprised me. Coming off that nose, I enjoy that palate quite a bit actually. It wasn't overly complex, but those dark fruits and peanut butter notes were very nice together. Sweet, oaky. I mean, I would drink that all day. That was pretty good. So let's go to second sip. All right, more of the same on the second sip. There was some slight spice on the palate, and I'm not really sure if that was proof spice or rye spice. I doubt it's proof spice because the proof's so low, but I really don't. I think that was from proof. Makes no sense at all. Because I was thinking in my head, I was like, man, I wish this was proofier. And then I was just getting spice on the side of my tongue. I'm like, is this the bottle telling me here's your proof? I don't know. But I do wish these were higher proof. I think the proof kind of hurts a little bit. But, you know, it's right basically at 100. So any bottle of bond is basically what this proof is. So it's not like 80 or anything. But it just is, I think, a little bit too thin. But still tasty. I do like to taste. So let's go to the third sip. Again, nothing new. So again, it wasn't overly complex. It is overall thinner than most bourbons I'm drinking nowadays. And obviously that's part of the being watered down to the proof point. The price doesn't help any of these at all because of the proof point. But okay, do I wish that was cheaper? I wish that was about half the price. If it was at half the price, I think that would be a good value for what it is. But it's just too expensive. Let's go to B. All right, first sip on B. I don't know if everyone's gonna like this. It is very red wine forward. So obviously if you're drinking a bourbon, you want, and it's finished, depending on who you are, because I feel like this is 100% a person to person to person type situation, or do you want, I'm asking you right now, comment right now. When you buy a bourbon finishing something, how strong do you want that flavor of the finishing product in your bourbon? Do you want a slight? Do you want a strong? You know, do you want to taste the bourbon more than that finishing product? Or do you want to make sure you know that that finishing product is in there? Because B has to be one of the wine finishes. It's very red wine forward. Now, do I know I'm drinking a bourbon? Yes. But the first note right away is like me, I'm drinking a strong red wine. So red wine, sweet, nutty, dark fruit, oak. On the finish, vanilla, oak, red wine, dark fruits, sweet. So a lot of the same notes, very red wine forward. I do like it. I do drink wine on occasion. I used to drink a lot of wine. In Portugal, I drink a lot of wine. You know, actually, I don't know if you guys can see it, but right behind this barrel along this wall is probably 100 bottles of wine. There's 2 wine fridges in that corner over there. So we drink wine in this house, you know. There's a lot of spirits in here. There's a beer fridge right here. So, you know, we drink in this house, you know, depending on the day or the mood we're in. But yeah, this is strong red wine. So I think it might be just a little bit too strong for some people. But first sip, so let's go to the second sip. The linger is so much longer than A. It doesn't drink as thin as A did. So this second sip, nothing new on the palate, but it was more nutty forward than... It was still red wine forward, but the nuttiness kind of came up stronger, so it balanced a little bit better. On the finish, got some nice marshmallow notes. Nice linger. I mean, I like B a lot. I bet you this would be good with a cigar. If you're a person that drinks red wine with cigars, and you're a bourbon person, obviously if you're probably a bourbon person if you're watching this. But if you're also a red wine person, and you're a cigar smoker, and you do all that stuff, I think this would be a good bottle. Now again, these are expensive. This is the biggest problem I'm gonna say all day. These are too expensive for what they are. I mean, I would rather just get a bourbon and another red bottle of red wine, and it'd be cheaper than just getting this bottle. That's the truth. Let's go to third sip. I mean, I just wrote down a score, and I feel like I'm underscoring it. I do like this a lot. I'm gonna actually bump up this score right away. Once I A/B it, I always move the scores anyways, but as of right now, I really like this. Again, my scores don't factor in pricing, because today they're all the same price, but it is a blind. Usually, or most of the time I'm doing blinds and the prices are all over the place. So I score everything blind without knowing the price. If I factor in the price, I would bring these all down, but I did like that a lot. All right, let's go to C. I mean, I know I'm drinking something. That was one of the most, how do I explain this? It was light, right? Everything about this was light, and I don't know if I'm just not picking up basically anything from it, but on the palate and finish, all I wrote was light, vanilla, sweet. Like there's little maybe other notes there, but nothing that's like popping up. It's like it's not coming up nutty or oaky or red fruit or any kind of fruit. It's just very, very light. But it's not bad. I would not say it's bad. It's just super light. Now, again, the price point. I want flavor in my bourbon at this price point for sure. So let's go second sip and hopefully it gets better. I'm trying real hard, guys. It's a nice little note on the finish. Again, it's not bad. It's just almost like nothing's happening. There is a nice like kind of like a baking spice type thing on the finish, but so light it's hard to pick up on anything. Just go right to the third sec. I didn't get anything new on the palate. It's just crazy. It's like not getting anything. Like if I put a price point to the experience here, this is, I don't know, 30 bucks. It's not bad. Again, it's not bad. It doesn't take ethanol forward or anything like that. It's just so light. They're like 30, 40 bucks on C. I would probably pay like $100 on B, because to me this is like, you know, if someone put this like a cigar batch on this or cigar blend, I would buy it at $100 easily and enjoy it at $100. Probably pay up a little bit more than actually that. I would like it at $100. And A, I would like it around $70, $75. Anyways, that's that part. So I am going to take a break, drink some water, A/B these, and kind of see if they move around. They're all kind of spread apart. So we'll see if anything moves and see if I get any new notes on C. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back, and before I get into anything, I'm actually gonna blend all of these. So I'm just gonna pour the rest, which they're all around the same amount. Because I didn't need to drink all this. There was a lot. My wife went to sleep, so she poured a lot more than usual. So usually I drink all of it when I go A/B in it. But there was a significant amount left. I'm like, let me try to blend these. So I'm just gonna let this sit over here out of the camera so it doesn't go crazy. Hopefully not. So let's get into it. Let's do a giveaway. So if you want 2 ounces of all 3 of these, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment with BO26 for Blood Oath 2026. All one word, BO26. All right, so I went back and forth, and I did get a couple new notes. One is good, one is bad, and this is not good overall. But so last place was, this is what, the 11, right? Pact 11. So last year's tequila version, and I scored a 3.1. I did get some slight nuttiness on the finish, which was the good note. In second place, we have batch 10 from 2024. And I didn't get any new notes there. I scored a 3.4. Decent. I'm sure maybe you can still find these on your shelves, but nothing I would go and pick up. I would not recommend either of those two. We have a low discussion on this one though. And my winner today is this year's version, 2026. This is Pact 12. And the problem is I started getting a not so good note. So I actually brought down the score. So I scored originally 3.75, went up to a 3.9 because I was liking it so much. But I was getting a red vinegar note on the palate when I was drinking it. Before I was even A/Bing, it was during like after the water part. And I drank it 3 or 4 times to kind of see if that note was going to stay or go away, and I kept getting it. So unfortunately, that dropped it down to 3.7. So it was kind of on the borderline of something I'd kind of recommend if you're a cigar smoker, maybe pairing with a cigar, because I think that's going to be a good pairing. Or if you're a big red wine person, but that red vinegar note kind of brought it down to the point where I can't really recommend it. It's always going to be hard to recommend a Blood Oath because of the price point, but if you are able to get like a pour of this somewhere for a reasonable price, I would try it just to kind of see if you do like those heavy wine finishes. But hopefully you don't get that red vinegar note, because that was upsetting for me. So let's see what happens in this little blend I got going on over here. I would say the palate is 50-50. It kind of brings everything together. You're kind of tasting everything, but there's kind of some not so good. It's not very balanced very well, but the finish is actually pretty good. So I'm gonna go in and enjoy the rest of this. And there's that. Let me know if you've had this year's Blood Oath, your thoughts on it. Did you get red vinegar on it? Did you think it's a very red wine forward? Please let me know in the comments. Don't do that stupid. And if you do, don't get caught. Bye.
So now I know that this is Carlos Garcia. I have the bourbon auto pick. Might as well try for one of the others.
I love it.
Carlos is one of the. Have you guys? We met him.
Yes.
Holy hell.
Carlos is awesome, guys.
Yes, everyone does.
Yeah. Check him out.
If someone could put his link in the channel, guys,
let me help with that.
He did a fantastic job of the review of the 250 the other day.
Yeah. What a solid.
He really did. And like he said earlier, it's one of the best 250s this year, period. Hands down.
I've had hands down.
It's right. It's awesome.
It's a judge.
He reviewed it as such.